Hey guys, once again welcome back in our video series of C programming by TechBooster. So guys, here in this video we learn about file handling or file input output. So what do you mean by file handling? File handling is basically storing data in a file or accessing that data from the file. Like whenever we write any C program and whenever we execute it, we have our results. We have our variables and we used to store our results and variables in our RAM, and our RAM is a volatile memory. So what do you mean by volatile memory? Volatile memory is basically a temporary memory where you have your data till the time you have power in your system. Once you power off your system or turn off your system, you will lose all your data that you have in your RAM. Similarly, when you execute any of your C file, in that case you release all your memory. Once you are done, you release all your memory. But if you want to store your data, in that case what will you do? If you want to store your data, in that case you need to understand this concept of file handling. And if you can store your data, you can use it for future purpose. Like whenever we store our data, we used to store it in a file, and we used to save our file in our hard disk. And our hard disk is our permanent memory. So you will have your file in your hard disk till the time you delete it or your hard disk is crashed. So once you have your data or once you have your file, you can share it with anyone for your required purpose. Here I'd like to give you another example. Like if you have written a C program where you have result of 10 different students, you have grade of 10 different students. Now if you want to share the result with your students, in that case you cannot share your C file. What you will share is your result. So what we can do, we can store our results in a file and then we can share the file with our students. So this is the importance of file handling. Now let us move forward and check out what is syntax. So this is the syntax how we can create a file either for writing purpose or reading purpose. So first of all, here within this main function, we'll use this file data type. So here this file is a data type or a structure which is normally used to create a pointer. File is normally used to create a pointer, where pointer is again used to open a file. So here you can see, in order to open the file, we have another function called fopen, and within this function, first of all, we'll have to name our file with this txt extension. This is nothing but our text file, and then we'll have this mode. So here in this case, fopen is a function which is used to open a file depending on the mode. And whenever I talk about mode, there are many modes available, but the common mode which we'll be using in most often cases is your reading mode and writing mode. Here we have R mode, which is normally used to open a file for reading purpose, and we have W mode, which is normally used to open a file for writing purpose. Apart from this, we have A mode, which is nothing but append mode. Append basically means adding any content at the end of your content. That is your append mode. Then we have your RB mode, WB mode. Your RB stands for opening a file for reading purpose in binary. Similarly, WB is nothing but writing a file in binary. But in most of the cases, we'll be using this R and W mode only. Now, let me just open our code block and show you how to create any file. So this is my code block, and first of all, as always, we need to start with our header file. So my header file here will be hash include stdio.h. Okay. So once we are done, we need to have our main function. This is our main function, and within this main function, first of all, we need to use our file data type. So here we have file, and then we need to create a pointer. So let my pointer be ptr. You can name anything, but this is a pointer. Now once you have this pointer, I'll use this one to open my file, and to open you need to use your fopen function. So I'll use this fopen function, And now you need to specify the destination where you want to create this file. For example, if I want to create my file in my desktop, in that case I need to have that particular location. So let me open my desktop first. So this is my desktop, and here let me just copy this particular path. So I'll just open this properties, and here I will have my path. So I'll just copy this one. So this is my path, and I'll just copy it here, and here I'll use double slash in place of single slash. So now you need to name your file. So let me name it as demo.txt. Okay, so this is the name of my file, and then I need to use comma, and here I need to mention my mode. So first of all, what I will do, I will create a file. So I'll just use my W mode to create a file. So once we are done, now every time you use this fopen function, you need to end it with fclose function. Fclose is basically like whatever resources you are using, we are closing or releasing all the resources, and this is a good practice to use this fclose function. Although if you don't use this fclose function, you won't get any error, you will successfully have your output, but it's always a good practice to close all your file or to release all your resources once you are done. So here I will use fclose and then ptr. So once you are done, now here as soon as I click on this run option, I will have my file. So I will show you live demo that I will be having this particular file. So here you can see, once I click here in this run option, I will have a demo file here, demo.txt. So once you click this one, okay, so I have an error here. What's my error? ptr undeclared. Okay, so here this is ptr, and here I have written prt. So this will be your ptr. Now once again you click here in this run, and you can see now we'll have our demo.txt file. So this is our demo.txt file. Here what we can do, we can also print a message. Like once we are done creating our file, we can print a message, printf file is successfully created. Okay, now once you run, so every time you use the same thing, I need to use semicolon here. So every time you use this W mode, will overwrite our file. Okay, so here you can see we have our message, file is successfully created. So this is the way how you can create your file. Now I'll show you how to store data in this particular file. So we have our file, but this file is empty. Once you double click this one, you can see this file is empty. Now how to store any data in this particular file? In order to store data, let me first of all consider an integer, because I will be storing an integer here. So let me consider int and let it be num. Now let us move back towards our slide, and here you can see we have our function called fprintf. Fprintf is a function which is normally used to write any integer or character in a file. If you want to write anything in your file, you need to use this fprintf function. And similarly, if you want to read any integer or character from your file, in that case we have another function called fscanf. Fscanf is a function which is used to read any integer or character from a file. So I'll be using this fprintf function now because I want to write an integer in my demo file. So here in this case, after this printf message, here what I'll do, I'll use fprintf function. And how to use it? First of all, within this parenthesis you need to use your pointer, then comma, then here within this double quote you need to consider %d, because what I have considered is an integer. So this is my format specifier, and then I will use comma and then num. Okay, I'm done. So here directly I can consider a value, let it be your 44. So once I'm done, now if I run this particular program and if I open, here my file is successfully created, and if you open this demo file, once you open the demo file, you can see you have this 44 here. So guys, this is the way how you can create any file and how you can store data in that particular file. So now once we are done with how to create a file and how to write data in that particular file, we'll move forward and check out how to read any data from a file. So in order to read any data from a file, first of all you need to have a file. So here in this case we will again consider our demo.txt file, and from here we will try to read the integer which we have just now written. So first of all, in order to read data from any file, we need to change our mode to read. So here I will change this W to R. So now once we are done, I will change this message first of all. Data is successfully read. Data is successfully read. So my message here is now data is successfully read. Now how to read your data? In order to read your data, we need to use a function fscanf. So here first of all I need to consider my variable num, and here I will replace this printf with fscanf. Similarly here in this case, what I need to do, I just need to use %n here. So what I'll do, I'll just use %n here. So this will help me to read my data. This will help me to read my data, and once you have your data, you can print it out. So in order to print, I'll again use my printf function. Data is %d, num. So here in this case I'll just use the /n for a new line, and now after this f close, let me use a return function. So return 0. Okay, so once we are done, now if I run this particular program, so first of all we'll have data is successfully read, and what is our data? Data is 44, because in our file we had 44. So guys, this is the way how you can read any integer from your file. How you can read any integer from your file. Now suppose, let me open my file once again. This is my demo, and here in this case if I consider another data, like if I have 55 here, and if I save this file now if you want to read data, because here in this case we have two integers, one is 44 and the other is 55. Now if you want to read this particular data, let me once again run this program, and if you run this program, you can see your program can only read your first integer, that is 44. Your second integer, that is 55, is not been read by this particular program. So how to read your second integer? So for this, what I need to do, I need to consider another variable. Here I will consider num1. So what I will do, I will repeat this same thing again. So let me use this same line. I will just use copy and paste. So let it be your num1. So this is my num1. Now I'll just print my num1 value. My message here will be next data is, and here let me use /n. Okay, so now if you run your program, here you will have both of your datas. So here you can see you have both of your data, 44 and 55. So guys, this is the way how you can read multiple integers from your file. Now I hope this one is clear. Now you are clear with how to read a data from your file or how to write data in your file. Similarly, here in this case, let me again show you how to write your data, like how to write characters or string in your file. Here my file is demo.txt. Once again I will change it to writing mode, let it be W, and here in this case let me consider one integer, let it be num equals to like 50. So again I need to replace this one. I'll just replace this one with f printf. So this is my f printf, then ptr comma. Now within this inverted comma you can have your text as well as your integer. So what I can write, this is my demo file, this is my demo file, and then I can write integer is %d, then again comma num. So here in this case, now if I run this particular program, let me run this particular program. So I'll have my message, data is successfully read. Okay, so here my message should be file is successfully created or data is successfully written, not read, written. Once again let me run this one. Now if I once again open this demo file, let me once again open this demo file for you, and you can see my previous data or integers whatever I had is overwritten, and my new data here is, this is my demo file, integer is 50. So guys, this is the way how you can write any string or character in your file. Similarly, if you want to read your characters, in that case what you need to do, instead of using %d you need to use %c, and in a similar way you can read your characters. But there are certain limitations in order to read your characters in a continuous way. So we'll go through each and everything, but in my next video. So as of now, I'll be winding this video now. In this video, we have learned how to create a file, how to write data in it, and how to read your data from that particular file. So guys, I'll see you in my next video. Till then, I'll request you all to practice all these things. I'll see you in my next video. Take care and bye-bye.